Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we are checking out the season 5 changes for Falke. And so far it seems like she's one of the most buffed characters this season. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, they really buffed Falke by a lot. And let's start with the first change, and that is a buff to her standing medium kick. Her standing medium kick got buffed so that it have a longer cancel window. Longer cancel window pretty much means that it is easier to hit confirm this now. So you can delay this really late and you will still get the follow-ups. You will still get to combo into the shotgun, the uppercut, whatever you want. And look at this, like, this was a super late cancel and she's still getting it. So that is really nice. They also made it +4 on hit instead of +2. Again, with the extension to the cancel window, it's gonna be very hard to not hit confirm this, to be honest. Super easy hit confirm. So that is a good change. The other change was for her standing heavy kick. And this is when this hits as a crush counter on a mid-air opponent. So let's check out a sequence like that one now. See how Ryu is like spinning forever after a crush counter? This is so that she can easily get a follow-up here. So I guess you can do the uppercut, but that might not work. So let's do the catapult. I'm pretty sure this will connect, yeah. So you pretty much get to do something like that now. Perhaps there is other things that you can do, but at least this is now an option. Again, a nice buff for the character. I don't see this crush counter landing too often, to be honest, but it is a good buff. Now this one is kinda crazy to me, and they made crouching medium punch the god normal, pretty much. This is busted now. This is actually stupid good. So they made this 8 frames. It used to be 9, now it's 8 frames, which is really fast. Like, look at how far this reaches. The range on the crouching medium punch is actually crazy good, right? So this reaches far. They reduced the whiff recovery, so now it is even harder to whiff punish. So they made it faster, it is harder to whiff punish, so it is crazy good now. And this is +4 on hit, of course, so if you're a little bit closer you actually get follow-ups. This is actually super good. Like, this is a super good poke now. Potentially could be one of the best pokes in the game at this point, especially at a 16 frame recovery. 16 frames is really hard to whiff punish actually. So that is an insane buff in my opinion. Very big actually. This one might be one of the biggest buffs she got. The other change is to her jumping heavy kick, and they made this faster as well. Falke's jumping heavy kick was buffed in one of the previous patches so that it knocks down, as you can see. So they made it even faster. Should be even better to use as an anti-air, as an air-to-air now, since it comes out faster. So this is a nice buff as well, gonna make her air-to-air game a little bit better. Now there is a couple of changes to her special moves, and again all of them are buffs. The first to the Psycho Kugel, that is the shotgun. It now have a little bit more range. The range buff doesn't seem dramatic, but again, more range on a fireball like that is always very welcome. And of course this shotgun is plus on block, so that is a nice change. So far really good changes. Now this one is crazy to me, and it is that they buffed her air fireball. Now she falls down super quick after it, so this is very big. Now her air fireball is not a super heavy commitment like it used to be. This used to have a ton of recovery. She would fall to the ground really slowly. Now it's a lot faster. And because it's a lot faster, she actually get to do some new combos now. So for example, if your opponent is in the corner, maybe you can get to do something like that now. Right, it's gonna be +8, so maybe from some distances you get to get grounded combos out of it. Of course this is spacing dependent, but even if you're not getting it out of the spacing, still making it a lot faster like that is gonna make it a lot easier to use, right? And of course, in one of the previous patches, they made the charge time super short, so you can pretty much always jump and gun now, which is really good. And don't forget that Falke can do this jumping backwards. So it's gonna be really good for you if you play Falke, and it's gonna be super obnoxious and annoying for you if you hate playing against Falke. The other change is for his Psycho Schneider. Psycho Schneider is the uppercut, and this again is one very big change. They made it so that when the second hit as an anti-air, they are closer to you. So this pretty much means that now she gets OK out of an anti-air uppercut. So when your opponent does this to you now, Falke get to meaty her opponent. Let's check her out one more time. Pretty much Falke gets meaty at this point. This uppercut used to launch him really far away, but now as you can see she is getting some sort of pressure after it. So this is a very big deal for Falke, because one of Falke's main issues was that she was unable to get OK. If you notice on a grounded hit, she still is too far away to get something, but now it is gonna be easier for her to get some pressure out of the anti-air version. So that is really good for the character, of course. The second change is for Catapult, or the final change to her specials is for Catapult. It is this kick attack, and this have less recovery on whiff. So, you know, this is pretty much made so that it is a little bit easier to use as a mobility tool, right? So now you get to use it as a mobility tool a little bit, but again, I don't think it's gonna be that useful. Maybe there are some setups where this wasn't useful before, so let me try something here. I actually want to check this out. No, you're still negative. I thought maybe you could use it as a mobility tool for some OK setup, and I'm suspecting maybe there is something there, but we will have to check it out. So all of these are really good changes. She got a change to her V-Trigger 1, and the change to the V-Trigger 1 is to Psycho Jaegel. It is the same air projectile. She also falls faster, which means better combos. So let me check this out again. She gets everything now out of that. So pretty much, I'm pretty sure you can do a lot more now. Walk forward, get a heavy, yeah. So you get to do a lot out of this now, which is really big. So all of these so far are really good changes. Now let's talk about some gigantic changes now. And one of the biggest changes is to her V-Trigger 2. Falke's V-Trigger 2 was a notoriously bad V-Trigger because of the activation. The V-Trigger itself is actually quite nice, but the activation sucks. As you can see, this is minus 28 on block, right? So this is really bad, right? So what did they do? Well, they didn't buff it. It's still really negative, as you can see, but they made it work with VSkill 2. So pretty much what's happening now is you can use VSkill 2, bot it out, it will explode, and because the activation will detonate the VSkill 2, she's now actually plus on block. So if you had the VSkill 2 out, you can simply put it out there, activate your V-Trigger, and you get to activate without having to worry about plus frame, or without having to do it from far range to activate on whiff and potentially get punished. This is a very big change. This is a very big change for the character, because you can set this up super easy. You can, like, let's say for example, you can do something like that, put this out there, and just activate, right? So that is really good for the character. It's a really big deal, I think, for Falke. The other changes are to her Psycho Cling. Psycho Cling is the overhead out of this. Psycho Cling is the overhead out of this attack. Again, this is really nice. It is a little bit faster now when done in the neutral. It's still the same speed if done as a cancel, but in the neutral it is a little bit faster. And this is actually still plus on block. This is plus 3 on block actually. Like if you don't play Falke, her overhead is plus 3 on block, so that is really good. And they also buffed the advantage on hits, so now it is even more. It's plus 8 instead of plus 7. Not really sure what new combos she gets out of that. I'm expecting something on counter hit, but as you can see, it is still really good. The final change to Falke is her Psycho Mine can now be cancelled out of Psycho Stir. This pretty much means that she can do this now and then cancel into VSkill. So this gives her added pressure, right? So pretty much whenever you do the V-Trigger special, you can cancel into the VSkill 2 for extended pressure. Overall, Falke got significantly buffed. I think it will be very hard for her to be a low tier character at this moment, simply because of this change in my opinion. This is the biggest change for me, because this makes her neutral so much good, or so much better. What is so much good? This is gonna make her neutral so much better. She already have standing heavy punch, which was a retarded neutral tool. Now with the crouching medium punch, easy mode anti-airs that lead to Oki. Really good V-Trigger, safer V-Trigger activations, safer air fireball. So she's a lot safer, and her neutral tools got even better. The game in general also got a new mechanic in the V-Shift. She's not an offense heavy character, so this helped her by nature. She will get to use it. Overall, significant buffs for the character. I think she will be in a much better place this season. Maybe she will escape being the counter big tier character and finally become a real competitor character. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. Please check out the other character changes in the playlist. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.